Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2003. It's time for the 2010 Coca-Cola 600. Race 12 out of 36 as the Winston Cup Series rolls on. Had a huge win at Talladega there. That was a great finish to that one. We're going to the Coca-Cola 600. After that, it's going to be Atlanta Motor Speedway, Pocono, and Chicago, which, hey man, Chicagoland Speedway is a good track, you know. Let's take a look at the point standings. We jumped up 2 positions after our maximum points effort in Alabama, and then you look at our points leader. Sterling Marlin hanging on, but Mark Martin, man, check this out. The Cat in the Hat, 2002 champion. He's digging, yo. He is digging. So, paint scheme for the Coca-Cola 600. Let's run the alternate. Why not? I wish we had more of a Stars and Stripes paint scheme, but without further ado, let's go to Charlotte. Alrighty, folks, so a qualifying 21st again. I'm telling you, man, our qualifying game has been bad. More wholesale changes to the race car. I'm hoping this will somewhat give us a chance. It's a long race. Anything can happen. Let's go trackside.
Welcome, everyone, to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's time once again for the running of the Coca-Cola Racing Family 600 here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. And MRN is here to bring you all the action. This should be a fantastic race as usual.
About 80% of the teams are based in this area, and these fans are serious about their racing. Add to that an amazing facility with great seats all around and 43 NASCAR Winston Cup cars. We're in for an awesome race, I guarantee you that.
Jeremy Mayfield finds himself in a bit of a slump.
He definitely needs a good finish, not just for himself, but for the team, his sponsors, and everyone else involved with that team.
Jeff Burton comes to the track with the hopes of maintaining his top 5 points position.
Being in the top 5 is a huge boost in self-confidence. I know everyone on that team is very happy with their performance this season, and rightfully so.
The 21 car of Elliott Sadler is owned by the Wood brothers. They have quite a resume when it comes to NASCAR racing, don't they?
Well, that's NASCAR's second oldest race team, and they've had quite a few good drivers race for them at one time or another. Dale Jarrett, Michael Waltrip, Kyle Petty have all driven that 21 car.
Alrighty, folks, it wouldn't be Lowe's Motor Speedway or Charlotte Motor Speedway without Mr. Jimmy Johnson on the pole. So it's going to be a fun night of racing, fellas. How is this one going to shake out? The 2010 Coca-Cola 600. Oh boy, this track has we've had some heartbreaks here, guys. We've had some times where we showed up here, we had nothing. We've also had some races here where, man, we could have won. Let's win this thing, guys. 22nd, it's going to be our starting position. Halfway in the field, but we need to get to the bottom here. I'm going to let Labonte go. Get me to the bottom. And let's try to ride this one out for the first few laps and, you know, kind of figure out where we stack against the AI. Because let me tell you, the AI is so good here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Yep, car's a little too tight entering turn 3. And in turn 4, the car likes to skip out during qualifying. We actually scratched the fence a little bit on our second lap. Nothing too major or anything, but the car stepped out, so we got to watch that. Oh, yep. Sorry, Jimmy Spencer. Didn't mean to suplex you into turn 1. I'm hoping that as the run goes on, the AI's tires will give in just a little bit, and that'll make it a little bit more equal for us, because if not, it's going to be a long survival for us. Whoa, my goodness, that was close. We almost chopped the nose off that Pontiac Grand Prix behind us, the blue one, not the two-tone. Come on, car. I'm running max wedge and max track bar, and I say max, I mean max loose. Like all the way to the left to make it loose. Pretty much. And it's still tight in the corners, guys. Dang it. I'm already thinking of strategy. What can we do during the pit sequence to try to give us somewhat of an advantage? Oh my goodness, we got a huge crash here in turn 1. Wow, that was close. Who was it? That was the Tiburon car, I think. He slid up in the fence, did not collect anyone else, but my goodness, that was crazy. It's gonna be a little fun race, guys. Who knows? We may see more of that. We may not, but that's how quick it can happen. I wish the caution would have brewed there because, hey, we could have re-racked the field and, you know, kind of got a little bit of a mental reset there and, you know, advance further. But now this car is going to be really slow. He's probably got some front downforce damage, so we need to get around him quickly. Come on now. Got to get around him quickly here, guys. He's holding us up. But Charlotte is a very tight groove racetrack. So you know, it's not a small track by any means, but there's a certain thin racing groove you truly want to run here. And if you step outside of that, you're going to lose a lot of track position. I'm going to force him to lift there, take that position away. Lap 6 out of 40. I mean, a long ways to go. Pit stop should be around lap 18, lap 21, give or take. Whoa, car get tied off the corner there, and we got contact. It's just so difficult to hold that outside lane there. And we're still getting pinballed. Oh, no. Making more contact with the 151. There goes teammate Kurt Busch and Bill Elliott. I mean, we can't even get the car straight now. Finally. Man, this car is ridiculously tight, guys. I mean, it just won't even land in the corner. And we're just getting ate up on the inside. Fishtailing. I mean, I'm all over the analog stick here trying to hold on to this thing. Alright, keep digging. Just keep digging. Maybe we'll get a caution. We do have a Stanley Steamer up here. Someone's blew up on the back straightaway. That's going to be... Oh, no! Outside pole sitter Mark Martin. A heavy favorite to win the 600. This fell out of the race during the first 8 laps. That's tough. That is tough. That is so tough right there for the 6 car. He was second in points as we just punted the 41. Did not mean to do that. My bad. Man, 41's gonna be he's gonna be meeting us in the parking lot after this one. Sorry, Jimmy Spencer. Come on now. We got to make something different on this car. I don't know what we could change, but it ain't working, Chief. We got to get off sequence. We got to do something. Because we're not going anywhere. We qualified 22nd. We're 27th. We got to make wholesale changes. Something. Whoa! Disaster averted there. One guy got loose. And just completely pumped the brakes. I mean, it's how convenient that is that, you know? Just brake check the entire field on the back straightaway, guys. Love that. Lap 11 here. Let's get a top 5 update of the Coca-Cola 600. It's going to be Jimmy Johnson, Labonte Gordon, Ward Burton. How cool would that be if Ward Burton would win? And Earnhardt Jr. mired back in 5th. The way this car turns in the corner, it feels like the racetrack is as flat as 2002 Homestead, if that makes any sense. Like, that's how flat it makes the car, the track feel. That's how tight it is. Like, clearly it's not as flat as 2002 Homestead was, but it's turning like it is, though. Which makes no sense. Like, we go to a track like Texas on this game, and I mean, our car is just flying around there, right? And then we go here, the banking is pretty similar, right? Texas, obviously a lot wider of a racetrack, but it's pretty similar in nature, and it's a complete difference. It's amazing to me. Even Atlanta races so different in this game. At least we're up to 25th, though. Could be worse. Could be worse, right? I always find it interesting, though, that Turn 3 doesn't have a catch fencing in this game. And they still don't have it in real life. Which is, it's just crazy to think that they run Charlotte Motor Speedway without any catch fencing in Turn 3. It's crazy to me. Because if one car wrecks at the perfect angle, at the perfect launch, and, you know, everything, all the planets align in a row, a car can get on that fence above it, or the wall, I should say, and they could hit one of those billboards. Will it ever happen? I hope not. But, I mean, it really can. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen. It's like when Pocono back in the early 2000s, a lot of people don't know this, but Pocono back in the early 2000s did not have catch fencing on some of the straightaways. It had trees. Or more or less bushes, if you will, but they kind of look like small trees. But regardless, it was extremely dangerous, though. I mean, they had fencing where, like, the RVs and stuff were, but, like, there was straightaways that did not have catch fencing. Which is just, it's just mind-blowing to think that they were going off in the corners at 200 plus miles an hour. They had catch fencing in the corners, yes, but then they'd get on the straightaway, drafting and duking and diving, and a car could end up in a bush. It's crazy. I feel like we've been racing for 25th for 16 laps, guys. Oh boy, we got another Stanley Steamer. Who is that? It's going to be the Outback car. I'm so sorry, 151. We just completely choked them off the corner, but hey, that's a positive position for us. Ricky Rudd not having a good night tonight in the Coca-Cola 600. Only running 23rd. Usually, he's a threat to win the 1.5 miles, the Las Vegas, the Texas of the circuit, but the 600 is a different animal, and I tell you what, Jimmy Johnson is doing Jimmy Johnson things tonight. If you think about the real 2010 Coca-Cola 600, which in my honest opinion is the greatest Coca-Cola 600 I've probably ever seen. It's my favorite one because of the race win car, diecast and stuff with Kurt Busch. It reminds me the next year in 2011 when Jimmy Johnson... he blew an engine with like 15 to go, 10 to go, the last few laps, something like that. He was running, I think, maybe like top 15, give or take. There's got a lot of cars pitting here. But Jimmy Johnson, he was running. He blew an engine, and they had Chad Knaus's audio on the Fox broadcast, like live, you know, audio. And he just said, "You gotta be F-wording kidding me." And he said it as clear as day, and then Mike Joy's like, "We apologize." It was hilarious. And the way Chad Knaus said it, it was golden. Like, you couldn't rehearse that. Like, the way he said it, it's like, "You gotta be kidding me." Oh my goodness, it was perfect. I just, something about the 2010 and 2011 Coke 600s to me are just magical. They're just, the racing was so good. Cars looked amazing. The paint schemes, so much fun. Alright guys, so we're running 10th here. A lot of the cars ahead of us have pitted. I don't know if we should pit now or not. I'm really just hoping for a caution, to tell you the truth. I think I'm going to stay on another lap here. I really just want a caution. In the worst way, someone just throw a beer keg on the racetrack at this point. We need a caution in the worst way. Someone spin out, climb the catch fence. I really couldn't care. I mean, just, I don't know. Something. Give us a caution. Because we're about to have to pit here. I think, honestly, we should probably go ahead and do so. Let's go ahead and bring it down pit road. I don't want to pit, but we're going to have to. Ooh, almost sped there. No damage repair. Oh, boy. Yep. Hold on. We're going to get the car adjusted here. Let's see. I want max... The -4 wedge is the lowest you can pretty much go. That's as loose as you can get. I'm going to go all the way low on PSI and hope that changes something. Just changes something on this car. Because it ain't no good, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Make sure to give the video a huge thumbs up. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun here. I don't even think a caution could save this race car right now, how bad it's performing. Also, another fun detail about this game, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look at the cars at the start of the race, the noses are clean. But if you look at them on the pit stop or whatnot, or at the end of the race, there's actually dirt and grime on the nose. The people who made this game, which was heavily designed in the year 2001 and 2002, I might add. It was released October 2002, I believe. They thought that, you know what? Dirt and grime on your race car makes sense. I mean, it's just amazing, like, the little details they put into a game made 20 years ago on a console that was 3 generations behind. It's like when you lower your springs on your car in this game, it actually lowers the car itself. Like, if you raise your springs to the rear, it actually raises the rear of your car up. If you lower it, it actually lowers it. It's amazing. It's not like a cosmetic thing, or not, I should say cosmetic, but it's not like it's just, okay, it just pretends it's lowered. No, it actually affects your car's, like, stagger, if you will. It's just amazing. It's like when you run over something in this game, like a piece of metal, you have a chance of cutting a tire. And if you do, it blows out immediately, and you can't control your car, as this guy can't control his car either. What the heck, 63 car? Had a hang a left right there. The little details in this game are just amazing to me. I love it. It is just so much fun. If you've never played Thunder 03 or Thunder 04, it's like $5 to get this game. You can get the physical copy, you could probably get a digital code or whatever. I mean, it's like $5. I mean, they made so many thousands and thousands and thousands of copies of this game. They are still mint, sealed in the box. Original copies that were probably on the store shelves in the early 2000s that are like $5. So, I mean, you just go try it. Just try it. I promise you, you'll love the game. If you can get behind, you know, maybe the graphics. I know a lot of people, they're really finicky on graphics. I'll be the first one to admit, graphics don't make a good game, in my opinion. It's gameplay that does. I couldn't really care less about graphics. I mean, I played I played this game for, what, 20 years now. I love it. I play Minecraft. Minecraft statistically has one of the worst graphics ever because it's nothing but, like, giant pixels, but it looks great at the same time, you know? So, my point is that to give it a chance, absolutely. Get 03 and get 04. There are some differences. The number one difference to me is obviously the cars itself. You know, they're a little bit, you know, the noses in 2002 were like really manufacturer specific. In 03, they had more of a uniform body, if you will. Not as egregious as the COT, but it was certainly more well-rounded. But the biggest difference to me from 04 to 03 is the career mode is significantly more in-depth in 04. There's a trophy case in 04, right? You can, the career mode is just more in-depth, right? The way the crew members work, you have shop upgrades, or you have more shop upgrades, I should say. It's just a more well-polished game, right? It has a better soundtrack. The soundtrack is like 10 out of 10 perfect. You can listen to it, and it's unbelievable. I mean, they literally picked the best songs you could probably find for a racing game. For 03, the biggest difference, like, that it has that 04 doesn't have, in my honest opinion, is the gameplay sliders. You can adjust the way the AI races in this game. So, like, you can make the AI's difficulty, like, legendary, right? And then you can make them, like, have crappy pitch strategy, right? Or you can make them have great pitch strategy. Or you can make the AIs never wreck. Or you can make their wreck frequency higher. You can make them make more mistakes, right? So, like, when they're racing other AIs, in most NASCAR games, they have a bubble. And when there's another car in that bubble, they just automatically slow down or they won't make that move. Well, with these gameplay sliders, sometimes the AI will ignore that quote-unquote bubble, and they'll accidentally make contact with other cars. And that's where the fun begins. Thunder 03, believe it or not, was the only PS2 NASCAR game that I know of that has gameplay sliders. And as I mentioned in another video, probably multiple times, it was the only time it was featured in a NASCAR game until, or at least for a long time, until Heat 4 or Heat 5 when they introduced gameplay sliders. Or was it Heat, or not Heat, but Ignition. It was one of the last 3 NASCAR games, which I'll be honest with you, I don't own any of them because to me they can't even hold a candle to these games. But yeah, there is like very finite details between 03 and 04. Like if you're wanting a more of a fantasy track schedule, 04 is better because you have both variations of Homestead. You have the high banked one, then you have the flat 2002 configuration, right? There's a lot more fantasy tracks. Like you have like these tracks that are legitimately fantasy, right? While in this one you more or less have road course variants like Texas, Pocono, that sort of thing. With 04, you have a more in-depth career mode. However, if you're just wanting to play like season mode like this, I would recommend playing it on 03 because of the gameplay sliders. Because if you play Thunder 04 with the season mode, you're not going to see nowhere near as much AI parity. You're not going to see AIs making mistakes as much, and you're not going to see AIs crashing as much because it's a set setting. So if you play Legendary, they're going to be extremely fast and they're going to be extremely accurate with their decisions. With this game, you can make them extremely fast, but also make some dumb decisions as well. Meanwhile, we're having a crappy 600, guys. I mean, we have just been non-competitive all night long. Sorry, Craven. I don't even know who's out front. It's probably... Oh, it's Dale Jarrett leading the pack right now, while Jimmy Johnson is in second. Oh, boy. I mean, it's just been a grueling 34-lap race right now. We had that near caution early in the going, and they didn't bring out a yellow with the 151 car got in the fence. But this one's coming down to the end, and I need a drink of water, guys. I try not to pause these games. I try to keep them going, you know. It's just part of it. But I mean, we're in danger of going a lap down if this continues. I mean, the leaders are coming a lot faster than I anticipated, but the good news is there's only one Coca-Cola 600 a year. The bad news is there's only one of them. You know, if your car is great at the 600, man, you want to run more of them, right? But if your car's terrible, oh my goodness, you cannot wait to get it over. Something about Charlotte on this game makes the Coca-Cola 600 so difficult. I don't know what it is. Like, you can go run the fall Charlotte race in this game. You'll be good early on, but the AIs will be better than you over the long run. Each track has their own, you know, difficulty, if you will. Like, the AIs are a little bit more easier at a track like Richmond, perhaps, or Sonoma. Most of the, you know, the short tracks and stuff, the AIs are a little bit easier, the road courses. But when you go to these 1.5 miles, like Las Vegas on this game, is nearly impossible to win at on legendary difficulty because the way the AI is, right? Texas, though, is extremely easy. Because, like, the AIs, I mean, it's not like it's easy where it's boring, where you lead by 4 laps. But the cars race so equal. It's so much fun. There is not a more fun racetrack on this game than Texas, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that because that's my home track. Like, I kid you not. I've raced them all pretty much. It is the most competitive racetrack in the entire game. Because the AI cars race so similar to yours, it produces a great experience. I'm trying to hold off Ricky Craven here, no disrespect. I really need this 28th position here. I mean, our season is not going the way we need it to. And I'm ready to go to Pocono. Ready to go to Pocono next. That's going to be a very interesting show. We've had a lot of success there at the Tricky Triangle. We've won there. We've lost there. But yeah, no doubt about it. This was a grueling 600-mile event. We just didn't have the car, guys. Just didn't have the car, and the driver, you know, he could have done a lot better as well. But on to better and greener pastures, if you will. You know, in this playthrough, we have struggled a lot at this track before. So this is not something that I'm not really surprised by, if that makes any sense. But, like, if you run Charlotte on Thunder 04, it races completely different than Thunder 03 Charlotte. Like on Thunder 04, it's the AI's tire wear is so high that you can putt around and you'll be there at the end, as we just skirted the fence a little bit. But you can like save your tires and you can smoke the AI at the end of a run. Dale Jarrett's a 2010 Coca-Cola 600 champion. Jimmy Johnson just comes up that short. Well, that one's in the books. So the 88 camp gets it done for Dale Jarrett and company. Yeah, we lost a lot of points. 28th is not where you want to be. We just did not have a good run tonight. Let's see how the rest of the field shook out. I mean, it was a tough go for the Roush camp with Mark Martin. Outside pole sitter finishes dead last there. He didn't even survive halfway of the 600. Only 9 laps in. Technically 8, if you will, because, you know, he putted around and came down pit road. But let's go through the field here. And it should be a good finish for Jeff Gordon. Yep, top 10 effort. Waltrip, how about that? But, man, Dale Jarrett gets it done. Nearly leads halfway, but Jimmy Johnson clearly was the best car early in the show, but as the night went on, it was Jarrett's to lose. Let's see where Bill Elliott is. He's had some pretty good consistency. Does cool off a little bit here at the Evernham Dodge. So that's all for now, guys. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you can, please give it a huge thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, for all your NASCAR diecast shopping needs, hats, t-shirts, you name it, feel free to use that promo code down below, guys. Use code DIECASTbuffet for any orders $30 or more over there at Circle B Diecast. So on to Pocono and Chicagoland and Atlanta. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Some good tracks coming up. Thank you all so much. Have a great one. Diecastbuffet. Signing off.